Today, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the brand new Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2019 in VR360 and VR180 workflow. Premiere 2019, which just released on the Adobe Max, make live action VR post-production much easier, and finally, an end-to-end VR180 workflow, including optimized ingest and effects, publish finished video in the Google VR180 and Facebook 3D 180 format on YouTube, Facebook, Oculus, or other platforms. This tutorial will heavily focus on the brand new VR180 workflow. Start from preparation from different VR180 cameras like the Zcam K1 Pro, the Candle Coolcam, or the Lenovo Mirage, or even custom rig like two Red side-by-side or my two GH5 with antenna lenses. Then we gotta talk about basic editing and effects workflow. I will go over the new Lumetri curve adjustment for color grading VR180 and VR360 and how to insert titles and graphics in a stereoscopic environment. We will go over new and easy ways to mix and match VR180, VR360, and regular 360 footage in different resolution within the same sequences. We'll talk about how you preview your VR180 edit and check 3D disparity within a real physical VR headset like the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive. So no more render it all the way out and upload it on YouTube just to check insert graphic 3D disparity and edit, which is a huge workflows improvement. You can even add spatial markers and labels within VR headsets, so you don't need to take your headsets off when previewing. At the end, I will show you how to render VR180 and VR360 video and directly upload it onto YouTube and Facebook without any third-party meta injection. So you don't even need to touch the Google VR180 Creator tool for VR180 video anymore, to save you more time and less stress in the rendering timeline. If you are going to just watch one tutorial, to learn everything new in the immersive media post-production with the brand new Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2019, this is the video for you. For advanced users, you will also learn some new tips and tricks from me, especially in VR180 post-production. It is a long tutorial, so go get a cup of coffee, sit back, and relax, and let's dive right in. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Hugh here from Creator Up. I will just begin on the Adobe Max doing the Google panel on immersive media.
If you learn how to use the tool and you know how to do it.
Yeah, his channel just covers all the cameras in depth.
And I can't wait to share all the exciting news feature that Premiere 2019 has to offer. One of the key improvements in this release is making the software more stable during editing. With the new improved support for H.264 and H.265, which are 99.9% of your 260 or 180 raw footage codecs out from camera like this one. We will see significant performance improvement on immersive production. Or at least that is what Adobe said. So let's go over those new features on this hands-on workflow tutorial. I'm primarily going to use VR180 footage as examples, but VR360 and VR180 workflows are mostly the same now. Adobe, with the new vehicle core technology, help detect your footage so you don't need to worry about if your footage is 360 or 180, top and bottom, or side by side. So here we have the Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2019 opened. As you can see right here, I have footage from 5 different cameras and 5 different formats. We have the Zcam K1 Pro right here is in side by side. 6K resolution. And then we have the Kendall Cool Cam right here. That is 4K, also side by side. And then we have the Lenovo Mirage. That is actually top and bottom, as you see right here. There is actually top and bottom. And then beside VR180 footage, I also have a VR360 footage. Again, top and bottom from a Kendall Obsidian. And then I also have the regular 360 footage right here from my GoPro Fusion. So later, we are going to mix and match all this footage in the same sequence. Premiere will try to read the meta from different camera footage to figure out the correct sequence setting. But if the footage does not have metadata or the metadata is wrong, Premiere will not create your sequence correctly. Since all detections are based on the sequence setting, so the first step, very important, is to make sure Premiere understands your footage. For example, Premiere can get the Lenovo Mirage footage correctly. Properties, scroll all the way down, you see that it's an equal rectangular, over and under, top and bottom, stereoscopic, and it's 180. But if you go check the Zcam K1 Pro footage right here, properties, you see it's equal rectangular, side by side, stereoscopic, great. But Premiere thinks that is a 360 footage instead of 180 footage, and we need to fix that. I can show you if we did not fix that, what will happen. Let's go ahead and close this sequence and go ahead and drag the footage in here and create a new sequence. And if you turn on the VR toggle VR display, you see that line is right here and everything is stretched because Premiere thinks it's a 360 footage, and we cannot use this sequence. This sequence is actually wrong. If you go to the sequence setting, as you see right here, this setting is wrong. It's not 360. You can easily fix it right here. Just turn it into 180, and that will work. Now it's working correctly, as you see if you play the footage. The same issue will actually happen on your custom rig like 2GH5 or 2Red. So the best way to fix that is before you import everything into your sequence, go ahead and just select all the Zcam footage, right click, modify, interpretive footage, and in the interpretive footage in the VR properties, just make sure your footage conform to equal rectangular. If it's top and bottom, use over and under. If it's side by side, use side by side. And then right here, make sure it's 180 and 180, and then hit OK. And now if you drag everything into the sequence, and as you see, everything coming correctly, even the second footage right here. And as you see, you can look around and everything look correctly. Okay, after we fix that, there is one more step if you are using ambisonic audio. So if you know that you work with ambisonic spatial audio all the time, before you actually even import your footage, go ahead and right here, go to Preferences, Timeline, and in Timeline, just make sure multi-channel mono media using adaptive. Usually it's in mono, but since I work exclusively in VR, I will always pick adaptive. We will have a different tutorial to teach you step by step how to do ambisonic spatial audio with Premiere 2019, so don't worry if I'm not covering here. Next, if you see the K1 Pro footage, by turning off the VR display, you actually see the lens protrude right here. So I created this little utility right here, cover graphic, I can put on top of my footage. If I extend that, as you see the footage, I will cover the lens right here. So if you want this lens cover template as well, I will provide the download link below. Before we moving forward, I just want to show you in other VR180 format, the new Premiere will also work like magic. So go ahead and pick the Lenovo Mirage right here. Go ahead and create a new sequence. And then see it's a top and the bottom sequence. It's also a dance sequence. Go ahead and mute that. So if you turn on the VR display. Look at that. It also worked correctly. Next, we are going to work with color. Go ahead and pick the color tab. The new Premiere introduced new curve adjustment in Lumetri Color panel, which work great in both VR180 and VR360. You can certainly use third-party color plugin like Red Giant Colorista or DaVinci Resolve, but they are not gonna support VR180 format. That's why having a powerful coloring solution within Premiere are so important. I am not a colorist, but let me show you the new curve adjustment so you can get an idea. So first, I will add some contrast on the footage. So I bump the height, light, and drop the shadow right here to increase some contrast. Then I will go up right here, just hit rename, and that's all brand new. Go ahead and hit rename, and that's, I will label that as a basic color correction. Go ahead and hit OK, and then we go back to the drop down menu right here. And now I will add a new Lumetri Color effect, and let's rename this skin tone. I'm go ahead and try to select the skin tone. Then if I boost up, I can boost up the saturation of the skin tone or drop the saturation right here. As you see, this scene is really well lit. Our dancer face is actually kind of lost in the bright sunlight, so we can use the Luma, the hue versus Luma. Go ahead and select her skin again and bring up the Luma of her skin. If you see, and then slightly bright her skin up. Again, you don't want to go too much, and then we create this spotted effect. So just with a slight adjustment, now her skin is brighter and less saturated. And actually, I kind of want to saturate her skin is less saturated. So now her skin's pop more in the scene. And as you see, when I actually move around here, and actually also affect the background, that's not what I really want. So now you can go back into your effect control, and as you see, this is our base color correction, and that is our skin tone correction. And in here, I can draw a mask. First, turn off the VR mode, and then we can go ahead and draw a mask to make sure that the skin tone is only gonna affect our dancer right here. Again, go ahead and duplicate the mask. And you can move it over here. If you now turn back on the toggle VR display and go ahead and play around the lumen saturation, as you see, it only gonna affect the mask area, but not gonna affect this outside area. Again, you can have a more refined mask using Mocha to track our dancer, so you can have a more controlled adjustment. One thing I do want to fix here is the mask actually have no feather, so make sure you actually add some feather on the mask. Right here, feather. So when you adjust, you actually see a gradual transition right there instead of dramatic fall off. The next thing I'm gonna do is try to increase the saturation of the sky. There's two ways to do that. You can go ahead right here, just try to find the blue using a picker tool to pick the blue, and see you create a 3 dot right here, and then you can up the saturation, and you see the sky got saturated or desaturated. Next, we are going to talk about one of the most asked questions on this channel or on the 360 professional Facebook group: how to convert VR360 footage into VR180 and vice versa. And I'm going to take it even further: how to mix and match any VR180 and 360 footage in the same sequence without After Effects. Let me show you the brand new VR projection tool. So playing here, we have the Zcam K1 Pro footage, and now I'm gonna mix into the Kendall Coolcam footage. It's also side by side, but it's in 60 frames per second and it's in lower resolution 4K. So I can go ahead and drop this into the sequence. If you look at the footage, it's off. I'm go ahead and go to effects. Right here, type in projection. And it will show up under immersive video, VR projection. These two be entirely refactored, now support any format. So let me show you. I'll grab it and drop it directly onto the CoolCam footage. And if I turn on the VR headset again, play it, and actually it's playing. So I could just go ahead and play from the Zcam footage. And fall directly into the Kendall CoolCam footage. Go back, and now let's make it a top and bottom footage from Lenovo Mirage. So it's right here. I'll go ahead and drop it into the timeline. Again, if I turn off the display mode, it's off, it's top and bottom. Alright, go ahead again, drop the VR projection tool right there. Turn on the headset. And it's working directly and look beautiful. Look at that. And you wonder, is this still 3D? Well, let's find out. Go ahead and right-click footage. Look for VR video setting. And let's look at Anagraph. And it is in 3D. As you see, that's also in 3D. It's great. Now, we know that we can mix and match VR180 footage, and this is a VR180 sequence. Can I actually now mix in VR360 footage? And as you see right here, I have the Kendall Obsidian 6K footage, and a higher resolution than the Zcam K1 Pro. And I'm gonna drop directly onto the timeline again. Without anything, will be off, look like that. So, I'm go ahead, again, go drop in the VR projection tool. Immediately it turned into side-by-side format. If I turn on VR mode, as you see, I can go ahead and play it. And as you see, she's dancing, everything's working beautifully, and it's a VR 180. Okay, let's say that this is not my center point. I want to adjust the VR360 video and point to a different direction. This footage is captured in 360, so you can literally adjust the center point in post-production. And right under VR projection, there's pan. Go ahead and pan that. Let's say that I want to focus on me talking and my friend talking to the girl. So let's go ahead and play that. And now this VR 180 footage, pan around, it's gonna only be here, and here is the focal point, and you can see it, this girl is dancing crazily behind me. And that's me right there. So from VR 180, we can slowly transition to the VR 360 footage. See, and also in 180. Okay, what about GoPro Fusion? What about mono? Because everybody loves to put the GoPro Fusion on drone and mix it with VR 360 or VR 180 footage. So right here, I actually have a GoPro Fusion drone footage. So I go ahead and drop this thing in the timeline. So if you open, that is actually off. So again, go ahead and drop in the VR projection. And now it immediately turns into side by side. If you go ahead and turn it on, play it. You see it's playing right now, and it's VR 180. That is amazing. Without you doing anything. So, is it possible to actually turn this into stereo as well? Well, if you go back to effect control, under VR projection, it does have a slider called disparity adjustment. So if you adjust that, in theory, these two images should be offsetting. But unfortunately, in current version of the brand new Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2019, this slider is not working for mono footage. But hopefully in the future update, they actually can make this slider work. So we literally can create disparity from a mono footage. And we can create some fake stereo with this setting. Right now, unfortunately, this feature is not available yet. Now let's talk about another pain point of VR 180 post-production, title and graphics. Before 2019, Plane to Fear is not working for VR 180 side by side. And for top and bottom is a hack. Now, it is as easy as dropping planes to fear on the title or graphics. Let me show you. First, let's turn off VR mode and create a title. Subtitle. Just a tip, make sure that your title is as big as possible. The reason why is that's how you keep the highest resolution when you drop in planes to fear. That same go to graphic you create in After Effects or the essential graphic panel, which you can open it right here. So go ahead and hit edit. And first, align the text in the centers using the align and transfer tool right here. And then go ahead and drop in VR planes to fear right under Immersive Video 2. Drop in right there. Go to Effect Control. Find planes to fear. Get rid of the feather. And let's make it 80%. It's okay to change scale here because you already make sure that your original title text is as big as possible. Go ahead and turn on VR mode. Check the title. Okay, great. It looks correct right now. But again, this is a 3D video. Right click on the video. Go turn on setting. Let's turn on anagraph mode. Now go ahead and put on your anagraph glasses and you know that the title is off in the Z space. So we need to actually adjust stereo disparity to make sure that the subtitle text is actually right in front of the girls. To do that, it's again very easy. And you should already know that from my other tutorial. Right here in stereo disparity, just bump it up until you see correctly in the eyes with the anagraph glasses. It's that simple, that's done. There is other way to insert title and graphic in VR180 using the Boards Effect Continuum VR unit as my other tutorial point out in here. But one of the issue is that this plugin does not support essential graphic, but the brand new 2019 Planes to Fear actually also support essential graphic. Let me just show you. Go ahead and delete that. And this time, I'm going to essential graphic, browse one of my preset. Let's use this preset. Drag and drop into my timeline. Turn off VR mode for now. As you see, it is an animation with text in it. And then what I'm gonna do is, again, drop in VR Planes to Fear, get rid of the feather, and go ahead and increase the stereo disparity. Turn on VR mode. Check in anagraph glasses to make sure it looks correct. And here is the cool part. If you insert graphic using the Boards Effect Continuum, you cannot actually do any edit in the essential graphic panel. But if you do it this way, you can actually change everything. I just changed the text and you see immediately it refresh into the graphic. So all the property here you can adjust and Planes to Fear will have a live update in the VR180 view. And that's very powerful. It means that you no longer need to go to After Effects to create your graphic. You can just use MoGraph to create your lower third, just like what you do on 2D video. And everything you purchase from the Adobe store in the essential graphic will work in VR180. Okay, I know this tutorial is getting really long, but I want to cover everything so you don't miss out on the new workflow. The last thing is export. I mentioned export many times by now, but in this new version, you can directly export VR180 video onto YouTube and Facebook without using the VR180 creator tool, which saves you lots of time and round tripping. Let me show you how I export now. So go ahead and select the sequence you want to export, and then go to File, Export, Media. For safety, I usually choose .264 because this supports up to 8K by 8K in VR360. And then in preset, I always use adaptive high bitrate right here to let Adobe to help me to figure out my bitrate. And as you see, Adobe already figured out my bitrate right here. And here some people mentioned, should I pick VBR 2 pass to increase the quality? To my experience, 1 pass and 2 pass, the quality increase is marginal. But 2 pass, it takes way longer. So I think 1 pass is good enough. And then what is really new is here. Right now, Adobe actually figured out this is stereo side-by-side video in VR180. You don't need to do anything anymore. And here, if you hit export, the video exported can upload directly onto YouTube and Facebook and it will work. You can also directly hit publish right here and publish directly on Facebook or on Vimeo and YouTube. You don't need to inject any extra metadata anymore. That's it. It's that easy. Thank you for watching. The next tutorial we will focus on spatial audio workflow on top of what you have just learned. As good, spatialized ambisonic audio is a very important part of the post-production pipeline. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss that tutorial, and hit the notification bell to keep up to date on Adobe Premiere and After Effects immersive production tutorials. If you have any question and need extra help from me, please comment below. The Creator Up community and me personally would love to help you out. We are all learning the software together. Find the best immersive workflow to save time and money. So don't forget to give me a like and share this to your friends on social. And I will see you in the next VR180 spatial audio workflow tutorial. VR creators level up on Creator Up.